Okay, so today we are going to start with the whole new concept in trigonometrical ratios. So say for example, what trigonometrical ratios I'm talking about is, say for example, sine 0 or cos 90 or tan 45. So each of these values have different values. Okay, so mostly when you go to schools or colleges and when you learn trigonometry, what teachers tell you to do is that they give you a list of trigonometrical ratios such as these, and they tell you to cram it inside your head. Well, today I am going to start on magic triangles. What magic triangles are basically some sort of shortcut to remembering all these kinds of trigonometrical ratios. Most of you, 95, 90, 80% of all the people who study trigonometry have a lot of difficulty in learning ratios, but today we are going to start with magic triangles, and it will completely remove the doubts, all the doubts that you have in trigonometrical ratios. Okay, so let's start. Firstly, I would like to start with the first magic triangle. In this triangle, we are going to study 60-degree angles, 30-degree angles, and their trigonometrical ratios. So here we have a equilateral triangle. And what does an equilateral triangle mean? The first thought that would come to your mind is that all sides are equal. Okay. So let's say that AB is equal to 2 centimeters, and because all sides are equal, so therefore all the sides will be 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeters each. Okay. Now one more property of equilateral triangle is that all the angles are 60 degree. How so? Because 60 degree plus 60 degree plus 60 degree is 180 degree, and somehow you must have learnt in your earlier grades that 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180, and all the sum of the three angles in a triangle should be 180. Okay, so let's say that I draw perpendicular bisector between the triangle ABC. So I'll draw perpendicular between triangle ABC. Okay, so by doing that, I will draw a perpendicular, and what a perpendicular basically means is that whenever you cut a perpendicular through any horizontal line, so the angle between the horizontal line and the vertical line will always be 90 degree, because that's what a perpendicular bisector stands for. So in this case there's a new point form, and I'm going to label that as D. So in this case, AD is bisecting side BC. So therefore the angle between the horizontal line and the vertical line will always be 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, so therefore this also will be 90 degree. Okay. Now, in earlier grades you must have learned the topic known as congruency. What do I mean by congruency, and what does it have to be related to this topic? So how it is related to this topic is, so say for example, this is an equilateral triangle, so I'll give specific signs to mention that it is an equilateral triangle. So if these signs are same, so matlab that means that all those sides also are same, equal. So 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, all the sides are same. So therefore the first rule of congruency is that if all the sides are equal, okay, write that down. So AB is equal to AC. Okay. Why? Because it is given. We'll move on to our next proof, that why is it a congruent triangle. This is the common side, so I'll assign it a different sign. This is a common side in triangle ABD and triangle ACD. AD is a common side, so AD will be equal to AD. Common. Okay, and finally then we'll move on to a next step of the proof, that this is a 90 degree. What do I mean by 90 degree? Because it is given. So 90 degree, so I'll just make it easier. Our angle ADB is equal to angle EDC is equal to 90 degree, which is given. So what do we conclude by this? What significance does it give us? The significance that it gives us is that one of the laws, there are 4 laws in congruency: SAS, side angle side, angle side angle, RHS, and SSS, pardon, SSS. So this stands for side angle side, angle side angle, side side side, and right angle, hypotenuse, and side. In this case, in earlier standards, you must have learned how to prove that this triangle is congruent. So in this case, this side is equal to this side, AD is common side, and there is a 90 degree in which angle ADB is equal to angle ADC, which is 90 degrees. So therefore RHS law will be fulfilled. RHS law is being fulfilled. So therefore triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ADC. Okay, so before moving on, I'll make some space. Okay, so before moving on, I would like to tell that this is a bisector. Okay, what do I mean by bisector? That this is 90 degree. The angle formed between the vertical lines and the horizontal line is 90 degree. What this means is that if this is 60, this is 90, so 90 plus 60 is equal to 15. That means 90 plus 60 is 150 degree. 180 minus 50 is equal to 30 degree. So this angle BAD is equal to 30 degree. Why? Because all sums of all 3 angles in a triangle should be 180. So 60 plus 90 is equal to 150, and 180 minus 50 is 30 degree. So this angle BAD, should be 30 degree. And therefore this angle will also be 30 degree. Why? There are 2 reasons. The first reason is because the whole angle BAC is 60 degree. So therefore if this is 30 degree, angle BAD is 30 degree. So therefore angle DAC will also be 30 degree, because 30 degree plus 30 degree will be 60 degree. And therefore the second reason is that CPCT. What CPCT means, and you must have learnt in congruency, CPCT means congruent parts of congruent triangles. Congruent parts of congruent triangles. So CPCT, so 30 degree is equal to 30 degree. What it means is that if this is 30 degrees, so this is also 30 degree. Why? Because these 2 angles are congruent, and by the law of CPCT, this angle can also be equal to this angle only and only if these 2 triangles, that is triangle A and triangle B, have been proved congruent. Only then you can apply the law of CPCT. What CPCT, say for example, basically means that 60, if you want to make this side equal to this side, that will be so because these triangles AB and B are congruent. So therefore all parts that you want to make equal, so say for example 60 degree will be equal to 60 degree. Of course that's given, but say for example you want to make, angle 35 degree and this angle 35 degree and this angle 35 degree, you may do so because it is CPCT. But then you would have to go in a whole new route, because then 35 degree plus 90 degree would be whatever, then you have to subtract it by 180 and then you would get a whole new angle. So let's move on. Now the first thing that I would like to tell you is that before we move on, we will take, in the first magic triangle, we'll take this part of the triangle, which means that in triangle ADB, so I'll just draw the figure. So what I have done here is that I have taken this part of the triangle ACB or triangle ABC, it is according to your preference. So I've taken this part of the triangle, I've zoomed in this part of the triangle, and I've created a new part of the same old triangle, triangle ABC. So I have taken a part of triangle ABC, which is triangle ADB, which is our A triangle, as it is mentioned over here. You could take B angle triangle also, it is according to your preference. So if this is A triangle, this is 90 degree because angle ADB is 90 degree. Then this is 60 degree. So this will be 30 degree. This is 2 and this is 1. Now how did this come 1? You might notice that in the earlier triangle I had referred to this at 2 centimeters. But now in this whole new triangle ADB, which is also part of triangle ABC, I have referred BD, side BD is equal to 1 centimeter. Why is that so? Because earlier I had mentioned that I could make this side, that is side BD, is equal to DC. Why? Because they are CPCT, congruent parts of congruent triangles. So BD and DC are equal to each other. So therefore this is 2 centimeter and a BD should be equal to DC. So therefore each side should be 1 centimeter. Therefore 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter is 2 centimeters. So therefore there's no problem in labeling BD and DC each as 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. What I mean is that for each of these sides to be equal, I'll have assumed a value 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter each. If it were 1.1 centimeter on one side, it would have been 0.9 centimeters on one side. You see the difference? Okay. So by that, I'll continue. So this is 2 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter. I hope you have gotten the logic how I had gotten the 1 centimeter here. And then according to Pythagoras theorem, I'll apply the Pythagoras theorem because the perpendicular is missing. And one more note to the viewers, that the opposite side to the 90 degree is always known as a hypotenuse, as I mentioned in my earlier trigonometric ratios videos. So if hypotenuse is 2 centimeter, our base is 1 centimeter. So therefore according to the Pythagoras theorem, perpendicular will be root 3. So root 3 will be our perpendicular, root 3 centimeter will be our AD, that is perpendicular. How did I get root 3? So according to the Pythagoras theorem, h whole square is equal to b whole square plus p whole square. That is enough. If you write that in your paper in the exam, that is fine. 20% or 30% of your problem is already done if you have written that formula. But now the further step that you have to take is that you have to give the alphabetical, you have to arrange the Pythagoras theorem in the alphabetical order of the Pythagoras theorem. What I mean is that h whole square in this part of the figure is AB. AB is equal to hypotenuse. So therefore AB whole square, which is h whole square, is equal to base whole square. Base whole square is BD. So base whole square will be BD whole square plus P whole square. Here P is AD. So therefore P whole square will be AD whole square. And by substituting the values, we get AB as 2. So therefore AB whole square is equal to 2 whole square is equal to BD. What is BD? We will see that. BD is base, that is 1 centimeter. So therefore BD whole square, base whole square will be 1 whole square plus P square. P square is AD whole square, and this value is not given to us. That is our main aim, that is our main purpose, to find the perpendicular. So we'll leave it as it is because it has no value assigned to it. So 2 whole square, we'll further solve this formula. So further solve these steps. So 2 whole square is equal to 2 into 2, which has the value as 4. 1 into 1, 1 whole square is equal to 1 plus P square. So the final formula, the final step that is taken is 4 is equal to 1 plus P square. 1 from the RHS goes to the LHS and its sign changes and becomes minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3 is equal to P square. And the square present on the RHS goes to the LHS, and square from whichever side goes to the other side becomes root. So 3, so the square goes to the LHS and becomes root 3. So the final perpendicular, the perpendicular in triangle ADB will be root 3 centimeters. Okay, so this is our magic triangle. Just cram that in your head. Now a note to make to all the viewers is that even if I may have explained enough to you about this magic triangle, all I want you to remember is that, well, sorry for that. So all I want you to remember, viewers, is that whenever you see magic triangles, even if you have not understood all these 10 or 15 minutes of Gyan, all I want you to remember is you have taken a part of this whole triangle. If this is too much for you, just take this triangle in triangle ABC, just draw it, label all the diagrams, label this diagram, enter the values, solve the perpendicular, and once you get this magic triangle, this is known as a magic triangle. Once you have filled in all your details, all I want you to remember is just cram this in your head. Even if you have not understood 80% or 90% of the first magic triangle that I've explained to you, just remember this figure and you'll be good to go. So we'll move on to our second magic triangle. So we have moved on to a second magic triangle, and the magic triangle that I have right in front of you is an isosceles triangle. What do I mean by isosceles triangle? Earlier in the equilateral triangle that we had seen, three sides were equal. In isosceles triangles, two sides are equal. Two sides are equal. So if we assume those sides to be 1 centimeter, so therefore we can take this side and this side. If I take RQ as 1 centimeter, therefore QP will also become 1 centimeter. Why? Because if RQ is 1 centimeter and it is an isosceles triangle, so one side has to be equal to the another, because there are two total sides are equal in an isosceles triangle. So RQ is 1 centimeter, so therefore PQ also will be 1 centimeters. Okay, so by according to the Pythagoras theorem, this side, this is a note to the viewers. Earlier also I had said that the side that is directly opposite to the 90 degree is always known as H, that is hypotenuse. Now hypotenuse is not given to us, so by applying Pythagoras theorem we'll find our hypotenuse as root 2. So our H will be equal to root 2 centimeters. How so? Because when we had applied our Pythagoras theorem, it states that h square, hypotenuse square, is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. H square is equal to b square plus b square. So our h square here is PR whole square is equal to b square, which is RQ whole square, plus perpendicular square, which is PQ whole square. So PR whole square's value, hypotenuse whole square value, is not given to us. So at that time it was not given to us, is equal to 1 whole square. Why? Because RQ whole square has a value as 1 centimeter whole square plus 1 centimeters whole square. Why? Because the value for PQ is equal to PQ whole square is equal to 1 whole square. So PR whole square is equal to 2. Why? Because 1 into 1, 1 whole square is equal to 1, plus 1 into 1, 1, because 1 plus 1 is 2, so therefore PR square is equal to 2, and the square present in the LHS goes to the RHS and becomes root. As I said earlier, any square that goes to either side, LHS or RHS, becomes root if it changes sides. So square goes to the RHS and becomes root. So PR is equal to root 2 centimeters. That is why it is root 2 centimeters. And one more thing I would like to add, these missing triangles. What would these missing triangles be? Now in some questions in 8th or 7th standard or 9th standard even, you must have gotten questions that tell you that this is an isosceles triangle, these sides are given to you, this is a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle. All you have to do is you have to find these two angles. Now how would we do that? First of all, I'll make some space. Okay, so once we made enough space, first we will assume our missing angles to be x. So if this is x, therefore this also will be x. How so, you might ask? Well, because this is an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. If two sides are equal, therefore the two angles present adjacent to them will also be equal. So therefore x plus x is 2x. So 2x plus 90. And as I said earlier, the sum of all angles of a triangle are 180. So this will be equal to 180 degree. So 2x will be equal to 90. How? Because 90 went to the other side and became minus 90. So 180 minus 90 will be 90. So x will be equal to 90 upon 2, which will be equal to 45 degree. So therefore x is equal to 45 degree. X will be equal to 45 degree. So therefore this will also be equal to 45 degree. X also will be 45 degree. So therefore our magic triangle is complete. The second magic triangle is complete, with our hypotenuse being root 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter, our base being 1 centimeter, perpendicular being 1 centimeter, a right angle triangle in PQR, and our angles are 45 degree. Angle PRQ is 45 degree, angle RPQ is 45 degree, and angle RQP is 90 degree. Now, as before I have said, even if you didn't understand all the explanation that I have given you, all the gyan that I have given you, all I want you to remember is just remember this figure. Label the values given by me in this figure, and you'll be good to go. Even if you have memorized and placed or crammed it in your head, it will help you so much in the future. It will help you so much in the future, or maybe even in your SAT exams. These small magic triangles can also help you in bigger things. As once APJ Abdul Kalam always said, small things always build up to build a bigger thing. So these magic triangles are like your life med kits. If you're hurt or wounded in any war-like situation, these magic triangles, 1, 2, and there are 2 more triangles, magic triangles which I have to do. These triangles will always help you in the future. Now it's time for our third magic triangle. So I'll just draw the figure. Okay, so once we have drawn a figure, oh my god, what the beep is this? This, my friends, is a hypothetical. Hypothetical means that something that is, only theoretically spoken, not practically. So say for example, if Elon Musk says that I'll take a rocket to Pluto. If I'll take a rocket to Pluto, that is theoretically speaking. That is theoretically speaking. So therefore there is a term called hypothetical that is assigned to tasks that can be expressed theoretically but not practically. Because rockets can't flow to Pluto. We need enormous amounts of fuel for that. So hypothetically speaking, this is a very weird triangle, because obviously you can't make a triangle with 290 degrees in it, as far as I've seen in my life. So this is a hypothetical weird triangle with 3 exclamation marks after it. And if 90 plus 90 is 180, so this angle will be 0 degree. This is not it. This is not it. There are more surprises in the future. So this is 0 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and we have again assumed this as isosceles triangle in which 2 sides are equal. So therefore the 2 angles are equal adjacent to the 2 sides, and one side is 1 centimeter, so therefore the other side will also be 1 centimeter. And QR is equal to 0. Believe it or not, QR is equal to 0. That is my way of remembering trigonometrical ratios such as sine 0 degree, sine 90 degree. Weirdness creeps everywhere. Don't be shocked by it. So this is a hypothetical weird triangle. Again, I'm telling you, this is a hypothetical weird triangle. People make mnemonics to remember dates in history or geography, whatever. This is also kind of a mnemonic in maths. It's a really weird mnemonic, but trust me, it will help you a lot. So this is the third magic triangle. This is the 90 degree. Angle PQR is equal to angle PRQ is equal to 90 degree. Then our side PQ is equal to PR, which is equal to 1 centimeter. Both of these sides are equal. And our angle QPR is equal to 0 degree. Why? Because 90 plus 90 is 180, and there are no angles to add up to 180. So therefore the remaining third angle will be 0 degree. So therefore this is our third triangle. Now again, at the end of every magic triangle, I'll give you this annoying piece of advice to you, that even if you haven't understood any explanation or gyan, for an instance, even you haven't understood any of this thing that I've giving to you, all I want you to do is just cram this figure in your head. All the weird and the hypothetical values that I've given to you to label and place those values in this triangle, just place it and cram it in your head. Just assign a space for in your brain for these kinds of alienish figures, because as I've said before, it will help you further in the future. So I made this video only for guys like you who are the next future for, I don't know, maths or something. And it will also help you in just this magic triangle, fourth. Okay. So we move on to a fourth magic triangle. Now all we have to do is we have to draw a triangle that is, in earlier, all we have to do is, turn this triangle to the east. So this is the west, this is the south, this is the north, this is the east. So all we have to do is we have to turn this triangle to the east. Again, I'm about to draw a triangle. This is the new figure that we're talking about. Oh my god, again, not this again. Well, it is this again, and again I repeat you that this is a hypothetical weird triangle. This is a hypothetical weird triangle, and this is our fourth magic triangle. So trigonometric ratios such as sine 0 degree, cos 0 degree, tan 0 degree, you could refer to these triangles. This triangle here. So at the end of this video, I will show you a table which consists of all the values, and then I'll show the proof that how these magic triangles really help you in memorizing all the trigonometric ratio values easily. So what I've done is I have taken the earlier weird alienish triangle and I've turned it eastwards, 90 degree eastwards, and we are presented this triangle in which angle RPQ is 0 degree, our angle PRQ is equal to angle PQR, which is equal to 90 degree, and this is an isosceles triangle, so therefore two sides are equal, so therefore 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, and this side is 0, hypothetically speaking. So these are our four magic triangles. Now again, even if you haven't understood any part of this explanation that I've just given you, don't worry. All I need you to do is just cram this figure in your head and you'll be good to go. Now what we will do, we will study the values that this magic triangles will give us. So this magic triangle will give us sine. I'll write down all the values in which this magic triangle will help you in finding. So the values that I have presented over here, if people, some of you might not believe me that magic triangles will really help us in memorizing trigonometrical ratios, well, these are the secrets which I spilled out on YouTube. If you do not believe that magic triangles will actually help you learn all those values, these are the values: sine 30, sine 60, cos 30, cos 60, tan 30, tan 60 degree, which when you apply these magic triangles and then you find out, so say for example sine 30 degree will be go to sine 60 degree, let's take sine 60 degree. So with respect to angle 60 degree, tell us sine 60, sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so therefore with respect to angle 60 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse, which will be root 3 upon 2. Later when you see the values, you will be amazed to find that that is the exact value. So yes, these magic triangles will help you. So these are the values assigned so that you could apply the magic triangle and find the values. Then we'll move on to a second magic triangle, and then we'll write down all the values that this magic triangle will help us in finding. So first of all, I'll make some space. So the values that I have written down here if you apply the magic triangles to find these values, say for example sine 45 degree, you want to find sine 45 degree, so you can take any angle with this. I'll take this angle. So with respect to angle 45 degree, tell us sine 45 degree. So with respect to angle 45 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is 1 upon root 2. So sine 45 will be equal to 1 upon root 2, and again you will be shocked to find that it is the same value. So don't distrust this magic triangle. Please be comfortable with these magic triangles, because they are your only saviors in this, I know, post-apocalyptic mathematical world or something. So even if you want to find cos 45, okay, let's find cos 45. So cos 45 degree will be with respect to angle 45 degree. Tell us cos 45 degree, that is based upon hypotenuse, which will be 1 upon root 2. And then again you will be shocked to find that it is the same value. And then we find tan 45. Tan 45 is with respect to angle 45 degree. Tell us perpendicular upon base. That will be 1 upon 1, which can simply be written as 1. Now we are writing values, so then it will be appropriate that we write all the values, all the value angles. So sine 30 degree will be root 3 upon 2. Cos 30 degree will be with respect to angle 30 degree, and 30 degree should be to the ground. Tell us cos 30 degree based upon hypotenuse with respect to angle 30 degree. So that will be root 3 upon 2 again. Then tan 30 degree. So tan 30 degree will be equal to, with respect to angle 30 degree, and it should be to the ground. The figure should be arranged in such a way that 30 degrees to the ground. I'm not gonna do that now because it will go into a new whole detailed way. So 30 degree, so with respect to angle 30 degree, tell us perpendicular upon base, that will be 1 upon root 3. So earlier I had made the mistake that sine 30 degree is equal to 1 upon 2. That is a mistake that you will make. What mistake did I make? Hey, what mistake did you make? With respect to angle 30 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse. I had assumed by mistake root 3 upon 2. Balki it should have been perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and with respect to angle 30 degree, perpendicular became base and base became perpendicular. So base that became perpendicular is equal to 1 centimeter, and it should have been 1 upon 2. So you get it. Then sine 60 degree. So sine 60 degree, angle 60 degrees to the ground, so there's no worry to make any modifications to this figure. So all you have to do is you have to apply the formula sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon base with respect to this angle. So root 3 upon 2 will be sine 60. And cos 60. What cos 60 will be equal to with respect to angle 60 degree, tell us base upon hypotenuse, that is 1 upon 2. And then finally tan 60 degree, that will be equal to root 3 upon 1. That can simply be written as root 3. Why? Because with respect to angle 60 degree, blah blah blah, tell us perpendicular upon base, that is root 3 upon 1. Now we'll move ahead to our third magic triangle. And now I'm going to write all the values which will help in this magic triangle being applied to that value, and you can find the value automatically. So let's write those values. Okay, so I have written down all these values that will help when you apply this magic triangle to these trigonometrical values, and then you'll get your respective trigonometrical values for these values, answers basically. So when we apply sine 90, we get with respect to angle 90 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So we'll assume this as perpendicular even though it is irregular. I know some of you might have the difficulty in grasping this alienish figure, but believe me, please get used to it. So I have gotten used to it, fortunately. So 90 degree with respect to angle 90 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So I'll assume 1 centimeter, PQ is perpendicular and PR is hypotenuse. So 1 upon 1 will be 1. Cos 90. What cos 90 basically means that with respect to angle 90 degree, tell us base upon hypotenuse. So base is 0 centimeter, QR is base, and PR is 1 centimeters. That is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. So I have assumed QR is 0, so therefore the answer will be 0 upon 1. And as everybody knows, that 0 upon 1 is 0. So cos 90 degree will be 0. Then we come to tan 90. Tan 90 states that with respect to angle 90 degree, tell us perpendicular upon base. which I believe is the formula for tan theta, which is perpendicular upon base. So that will be 1 upon 0, which will be equal to, now here we are dealing with a very big mathematical value, because 0 divided by 1 is globally accepted as 0, but 1 divided by 0 is globally accepted as infinity, or basically not defined. So either of these two values are to the answer of 1 divided by 0, because if you assume 1 divided by 0 as 1 or 1 divided by 0 is 0, that's completely wrong. Basically you should write not defined, but I would advise you to write not defined, but either of these two values will be okay. So 1 divided by 0 will be not defined or infinity. So either of these values you can write for tan 90, and then we'll move on to a final triangle, and then we will check what values will be applied to this magic triangle so that we can get to answers to them. So the values are, so these are the values in which when you apply the, okay, which kind of bracket is this? Bruh. Okay, so this is a perfect bracket, curly braces bracket. So sine 0 degree will be with respect, oh my god, what type of triangle is this? This is a type of triangle, as I've said before, an alienish triangle. So please grasp it as soon as you can. So I have accepted that this is an alienish figure. I have nothing to do with this alienish figure. I only want to solve my problems and go play PS or whatever. So sine 0 degree with respect to angle 0 degree, tell us perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse is 0 upon 1, which will be 0. Cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree means that with respect to angle 0 degree, tell us base upon hypotenuse, which is 1 upon 1, which can simply be written as 1. Tell us tan 0 degree. Tan 0 degree basically means that with respect to angle 0 degree, tell us perpendicular upon base. And the angle 0 degree should be to the ground, which I believe it is. So 0 upon 1 is 0, which brings us to the end of this video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would appreciate and advise you to please remember all these or is it 5? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I would advise all of you people to please learn all these 4 magic triangles. Why? Because most of you have difficulty, as I've explained before, and I will explain this one final time. Most of you always have difficulty, or sometimes might have difficulty in learning trigonometrical ratios. So this is a really easy and really dark secret of trigonometry, in which I've applied all the shapes, triangle shapes, alienish figures. I have included congruency just for the sake so that you could remember all those values much easier. So hope this video comes of some use to you. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and bye.